Hello and welcome. Today I want to answer the question, is the Emperor getting stronger? I love the fact that when I look back at the old rules and the old law books and the old codexes and rule books, I like seeing the growth of the story and how it's being pushed forward. And while doing some reading the other day, I noticed something, and it kind of caught me by surprise. I'm going to read two passages, one from the 3rd edition rulebook and the other from the 8th edition rulebook. So, and this is going to see, it's going to shine light, maybe or not, the Emperor is getting physically stronger, not just mentally. So here we go. From the 3rd edition rulebook, from the passage called The Emperor on page 105. To sustain the Emperor's shattered body, a great device called the Golden Throne was devised, built using arcane techniques and machines whose function have long since passed from true understanding. The Golden Throne fulfills its grim purpose. The Golden Throne is unique in the way it fuels the Emperor's needs. For the Emperor cannot eat as a man eats, or drink fluids, or breathe air. His life has passed to a point where such mortal things sustain him. Okay, so that's obviously talking about the souls being fed into the Emperor through the Golden Throne, and I think it's quite interesting. Though it does continue to say 100, but we know it's 1,000. So, but it still maintains that it's the souls. Now from the 8th edition rulebook, and this is the blurb at the start, which you get in most of the novels, rulebooks. I know for one, I often skip this one, but I don't know, I just kind of caught my eye, and I quite like it. For more than 100 centuries, the Emperor has sat immobile on the Golden Throne of Earth. He is the master of mankind by the will of a god, the master of a million worlds by the might is an inexhaustible army. He is a rotting carcass, writhing visibly with power from a dark age of technology. He is a carrion lord of the Imperium. For 1,000 souls die every day, for whom blood is drunk and flesh is eaten. Human blood and human flesh, the stuff of which the Imperium is made. To be a man in such times is to be one amongst untold billions. It is to live in the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable. This is a tale of those times. Now, I think that's quite interesting because back in 3rd edition, it says that, he cannot eat or drink. It doesn't sustain him. Yet now, in the 8th edition, and this is also in the 7th edition as well, it is written pretty much verbatim from the 7th edition rulebook, but that actually seems to be grinding up and feeding him the psychers physically, which would mean that, unless I have misread this or misinterpreted it, as it might be the armies they're talking about, but it means that his digestive tract is starting to work, even on a base level. And it's really interesting to see this, because from going to, just the psychic forces feeding him, now he's being physically fed, even if it's like a pulp, means that there is strength growing there. His physical body is growing and repairing itself. And like I said, this is just something quick, just a quick thought. And I just think I love the fact that it shows that maybe the Emperor is gaining conscience. Maybe he is getting physically better. And then, of course, we got the conversation with Brigadier Guilliman. We do not know what happened in the throne room, whether it was a psychic meeting, or maybe it was actually a physical conversation between two people. We do not know. We know the outcome of this, and we have seen the change in Brigadier Guilliman being more of a father figure to the Ultramarines, even demanding Uriel Ventress not to bow to him, because he is his father, he is not his officer, he's not his commander. And he shows to be a more fatherly figure in the Dark Imperium book and Plague Wars. So, is the Emperor getting stronger? It does seem to be that way. It does seem like the Emperor himself is getting physically stronger. Does this mean we're going to see him off the Golden Throne? Probably not, to be honest with you. He still needs to maintain the the lighthouse. He needs to maintain a lighthouse. And it's quite interesting. Like I said, this is just because I like seeing the growth in the story. I like seeing it go forward, even with little things like this. I mean, how many people... I know I'm guilty of this, seeing that I rarely read that first passage. I skip straight to the main lore in the books, and the codex and stuff. So I'm not... So it would be hypocritical of me to say, oh, you should have read this. No, I would probably I skipped it a lot. It's just because I was looking for something else to read and share with you guys that this actually came into my attention. And again, I first read it in the 7th edition rulebook, and I went, okay, this might be a bit of a one-off. And then I read it in the How to Play Dark Vengeance book, exactly in verbatim, and I thought, maybe this is just because this 7th edition was a bit more, 6th, 7th was a bit more grim and dark. Maybe, the 8th edition, well, take a look at that, we'll see if it's any different there. And no, again, it's exactly the same. It's saying about human flesh and human blood being eaten and drunk. So I thought, okay, maybe I misread something previously, so I went back to a 3rd edition rulebook, and no, it says it was just the souls that was needed to sustain him. And I think it's really cool, and maybe the Emperor is getting physically stronger. Maybe he did have a proper conversation with Robote Gulliman, a physical conversation, not just a psychic one. And I wonder where we're going to go from here. Well, and that's about it. I mean, this is just me a bit of a jibber jabber today. What do you guys think? Do you think the Emperor is getting physically stronger? Leave your answers in the comments below. Of course, like, subscribe, comment, and notifications. And the link to Element Games is down below. I'm sorry, sorry, I've got the flu as well, which is my mind's a bit in a tizzy and my voice is going. I hope you all have a good day and a great weekend, and I'll see you all again soon.